but I'm busy talking. So who else is in studio trying to get in? I don't know. But all the same, I'm here with you all. And as soon as the studio fills up a little bit, we're going to get into some topics. But as I was saying, there are some things that are happening right now upon the earth, upon, some areas in us, that those things that are floating around right now, we never did put it under the rug. So we don't have any of that stuff under our rug to put out because, as I was saying before, some things are simply just not our concern, or rather, that was just too big to go under the rug. The rug is a certain size, of course. So maybe there's some things that are really too big, and if we put it under the rug, part of it may be hanging out somewhere. We will not be able to cover over the whole thing. We have to leave it alone. And that is what has been in some cases of things that are happening that we have decided to just leave alone. Some things you cannot really give it too much energy, you cannot give it too much fluid, you really cannot put too much gas if you really don't want, certain sort of movement. So we are here and we are the Black people of the world, Ethiopia World Federation Incorporated, and, and we do have a lot of issues that are going on in and around us and with us ourselves. So much we have to do as a people, and what we have to do is focus, and it is mainly very, very important, the things that affect us melanated people, and we are quietly in the background. Oh, yes, we are. Sometimes we do not have to go marching and shouting around. And sometimes when you have reached a certain level, you will understand that silence is so very powerful. It was written that silence was golden. And I did wonder about silence being golden, but I have lived long enough to see that silence is in fact golden. So we are the melanated people who keep it in that environment of silence, which is golden, and we would prosper along our way. So we do have a lot of things that we want to talk about. Today being the African American Day Parade, which was held in Harlem, and I would have liked to go very, very much. I had planned to go, except Manhattan was very, very busy with some other things. And First Vice kind of spooked me a little bit. He said he was not going down in that mess. And he said I should not go either. And then First Vice says, of course, we hang out when time for parade, he holds the flag. And so we kind of stay away a little bit from the parade. We are just kind of watching the tides go by until such time. But I want to say to my family on this side, because we are all family on a Sunday. Um, there is something, in fact, that is probably going to go down a little while from now. Major confusion, major people falling out, and we have to be very concerned about crowded areas, and particularly a warning for concerts. So we know we take our slice of the pie on the side, our slice of information that brings us through the week. Within our wisdom and our teachings, we look forward often to get our bits and pieces and our small sayings. So we are looking to see that we do not get involved in large crowded areas. We're just playing it safe right now. We are watching the tides go by and we are not trying to do too much. No aggravations, no provocations. We are in a very tense atmosphere, in case we don't know it, and we would try very hard not to provoke any sort of unnecessary action ourselves or our community, because it's like living in a household with your parents. Something is missing, and your parents promised to beat everybody, and you know you didn't do it. So here you are trying to be on your best behavior because you don't want for a second your parents to think, oh, that was you. So we're almost walking in that type of atmosphere, and we are saying, oh, we didn't do it. It didn't concern us. And please don't even try to get a, a brown one, because it really wasn't a black one. So please don't get a dark brown one and try to push it on us. We really don't want that kind of thing. So keep it, in the Milky Way if you all would like it. Keep it right there so that you all can have the fussing and fighting among yourselves. Because this time we are simply going to stand outside of the playground, and we are definitely not getting into that fight, and we are not helping anybody. So if that big bully hold on to that other small child of the same hue, we just have to leave it alone. Yeah, we really have to, because that's what we are learning right now. So we, the Black people of the world, Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated, we are so happy that you all are here this evening. And we had just have had September 11th, which was our New Year. We have quite a big sort of gift giving ceremony. So, Charlie, I do have a small package for you as well. We are giving gifts on this side. We are living in the new year. We are living in a new horizon. And just to let you all know, today I went to church as well. Yes, I sure did. I've been doing a lot of church these days. My goodness, I went from since Friday. But yeah, it is a holy time indeed. We have to have some times where we reflect upon our spiritual self, just to gain strength, to build strength for what is happening upon the earth and what is to come. So we would like to inform everyone, as we often do on this side, remember your spiritual health as well, and your physical. Remember to detox your body. It's a new year. I want to give a little bit of small advice on your health. We are looking into health and wellness in this small chapter right now that we're doing. We would like ones to know it's very important for at least 2 times a year. I want to share this Caribbean bit of information with my listening audience. It's really important that you detox your body, and I mean your gut. I was telling a friend earlier on that our parents used to squeeze our nose and drop that worm medicine down our throat, and that was it. You cannot leave the house because you have to be very near the body. You all enough. It was all taking a clean out. So I want to share this with my listening audience near and far. This is something I must again and again to understand that diseases in the body is caused by parasites. Most diseases that that people claim are not real diseases, but are in fact parasitic influences that comes in the body. And the parasites, they may deposit just as the parasites eat. They would defecate, they would have eggs, they would even have babies. And those different stages of the parasitic involvement is what doctors would label as cancer. So here we are having something which many years ago could have been taken place in 2 weeks. You would have gotten rid of that involvement in the body, and therefore you would not have had that disease. But doctors would not like to tell you all of this, but we do show wisdom on this side, and we are doing a little bit of wellness. So it's diseases like high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis. One ought not to claim these things when we know, in fact, it is parasite. So I'm giving a little bit of knowledge into wellness, giving us a time to know we're in September and we need to clean up. So we are going to start cleaning up the house using detox so that we would be able to have a clean and fresh house. I am picking up a little background from somewhere. I'm not sure if you want to mute your phone so I don't pick up your background TV noise. Maybe it's giving me a competition. So I want to say first, Vice, welcome to the show. happy to have you all.
Bless the Lord. Bless the
And
Lord.
indeed,
Are you hearing me?
running home very much so loud and clear. I'm hearing you. Happy to
Okay.
see you. I'm seeing you well. We played your jingle. So how are you this evening, First Vice?
Well, I'm giving thanks for life, the greatest. I don't complain. Once where there is life, there is hope, you know? So it doesn't make sense complain and run up your blood pressure for a joke. You see it? Yeah, I'm
Well,
here.
that's something because I was now saying to my house audience and to my 1 million viewers, I did not go to the parade that we normally go to because you said, we should really stay close to home. As I took your advice, because I know normally you'll be there with the flag, we going
Yeah.
out, but a certain time of day that there's a lot of heavy influences in town, and we
Hmm.
decide to sit it out. So I was just saying, with wisdom, I follow the advice. I know you're always there showing up at the parades. And for
Always
this
out.
one, it looked like, let's best sit in. So I did
Observe,
that
observe.
indeed. But it's a strange time we're in right now where we are not acting in the movie. We are looking at the movie. So no matter actors in the movie, we're just looking at the movie and we are watching what the others are doing and we're trying to stay out of it as best as we can because one little toe in the river, we will drag in with the current. So we better know our luck. So it's good that we're just kind of easing, watching for a time, seeing what's going on. So I know a lot going on as well with other things that we probably would like to talk about from our side of town. I'm waiting until the others join us in the studio would like to talk about something, but first, Vice, what would you like to talk about this evening?
Well, 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 well. Life, life on a whole, you know.
Okay. Well, you're indeed alive and
Well,
you're here with us.
mhm.
So tell
Life
me.
is changing in so many different ways as you quit, you know. The life is changing so fast. Just a minute.
All right. You can get it first, Vice adjusted. All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. You gotta stay focused. You gotta stay spiritual, mental. You can't afford to be drunk in this time with nothing. No stress, no anxiety, no depression. You just have to just stay away from all those things because those are the things that destroying the human body and destroying your life. There is
Yes,
so
sir.
much
Yes,
stress on
sir.
the human being these days. So much stress on humanity. But the Almighty they don't tell we these things will happen. So we just gotta remind our brothers and sisters that don't take it too serious. Yes. Don't take it so serious
Like,
because prophecy has to be fulfilled. Whatever Christ say has to happen.
and-
What time?
oh, yes. That's what's happening. So,
Yeah.
we want to welcome our other guests on the show. He's always here with us. It's been a long ride with us, and he's present. So we want to welcome Big Papa to the show. Welcome to the show.
Welcome. Welcome, Big Papa. Welcome, brother. Welcome, welcome. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right.
Look like Big Papa went back on mute, like he multitasking. So I'm sure he'll be back in a
Oh yeah,
minute.
I'm here now. I'm
Oh,
here
he's
now.
here
We
now.
just
All
had
right. And we also got Ronald A that showed up. into the studio, so we're gonna bring him in.
Give thanks, give thanks. How's everyone
Bless,
doing
bless,
today?
bless,
Welcome, Big
bless.
Brother Ronnie.
We're having
Yeah,
technical difficulties.
So, Empress Sadie Gomez,
Yes.
could you talk a little bit more? I know you don't want to. We're getting feedback from somewhere. Somebody got the
Yes. We do
speaker
have
on.
feedback. But
Okay, can you
Let me
talk
mute
a little
my.
bit more without getting in any trouble because you seem to be tiptoeing around the tulips when it comes to certain events that have happened earlier in the last 11 days or so. And
okay.
although it seemed to be clear that you understand that we, certain people, had nothing to do with the present calamity. However, if we look at social media and look at things that's going on, somehow or another, the finger is still pointing at us, and we had absolutely nothing to do with it. They're starting to threaten to pull funds from the HBCU and all kind of stuff like that. And I would imagine that most people fear it now, as I call the Kimball fear. And it says if they can get rid of Jimmy Kimball, they sure could get rid of
They
Baba.
got rid of Jimmy Kimball?
Yes,
yeah,
they took Jimmy Kimball off the air because of
How
something he
could
said
that
about.
happen?
yeah.
What? There is no more a late show.
And
Wow.
that he
No
wasn't the
more
first. They
12:15.
took somebody else off the air too.
Wow. Well, as I said, I'm trying to really tiptoe around the tulips because I have big feet and I sometimes cannot help myself from damaging the flower pot. But since we are getting in here, an old Jimmy Kimball, I should say JK, because we can't, if we say CK or FOCK, I don't know how much trouble we can get in. But I am just trying far from the C and the K's and the F and the K's and now it's J and K, and I cannot help myself. But I think, as I said to you, all, I do have big feet. So I'm all over the flower field right now. I think I even mashed the lettuce, which is delicate also. But we
That's all right.
are in a place where,
Mash him, mash him, mash him.
all right, so right now we dance in the cranberries because that's the only way we boots in already. I hope we don't leave sediments. But we are in a place where something terrible has happened to some of the people that we are coexisting with. And it's a case where, as I said, your parents have their favorite child, and something bad happened in the house, and mommy is waiting to beat somebody, and you want to let her know it was not me. Mommy, I think you should go to your light-skinned favorite child who you preferred all along and beat him. Because he did it, not us. It was not our problem. And I did not put my hand in the cookie jar. I swear. There's no crumbs around my mouth. I did not. But on a sort of spiritual level, which we like to go, and as far as we are concerned, nothing happened. If they want to fight among themselves and eat each other, as they often did when they were in the caves, they can also do so and do not bring us in because we were quite civilized all of the 17th century while they were cannibalism with those people. So they fight and they eat each other, and that's their history. In a matter of fact, that's their culture. We know we have no place there because we are really warm, loving, and kind. We have no choice because we were made in the image and likeness of the Almighty. So we are forced to live under different sort of rules. But we are going in deep to understand that there's a sort of animal culture among certain people who have deemed themselves to be civilized, and now that we are seeing that they are not. Civilization started in Africa, the cradle of civilization. We have taught those people and those other side how to even wash themselves. So all we are just seeing is a monkey in a suit. And when he takes off the suit, because in a small while from now, the monkey will take off the suit and he will start throwing feces all over the place. And you'll say, oh my God, it was a monkey indeed. Yes, it was. Only a monkey in suit. So this is what we are seeing, we're experiencing, and now the shit is flying all over the place and people are ducking. And I'm saying to you all, wasn't me. And I am wearing my white, so I really don't want to get dirty this evening. So I am trying to stay far away. But for my interesting studio audience who love to get themselves into trouble, I will have to probably come to bail you out. I'm serious. But you all can join in because something has happened and somebody had gotten their head blown off and it really wasn't us. So, Brother Ronnie, would you like to join in this conversation?
Yeah, I would. Uh, and my father always told me, or he got it from his father. Don't say anything about, don't say anything bad about the dead. He's
You have
dead.
respect for that.
You're dead good. And that's my attitude at this point, and so on. But it's just like the one of the animals. What does the one animal who gets in a trap? He eats off his tail, or when they give birth and they have a weak child, they eat them. All right, this is what these people are. They're savage. They're cannibals. They've always been who they're showing they are. They are, and they will wind up eating themselves. At one point, I don't think we have to do too much. It's their issue. The other one thing I want to say about the HBCUs, I believe they just got $130 billion or $1 million donated to them. Don't know who did that, but this is not the first time that's happened. And I'm glad to say as we move along in the endeavors that we are moving, that we contribute to those people, of our children, of our intellect, because what is not promoted is how, as usual, how much intellect and creative intellect is out there. We don't hear about a lot of it. There's a lot of it in Africa. People are trying to buy these kids out, you know, and what have you, and give them all kinds of accolades so they can continue to steal as they always have, through the 50,000 inventions that we've made, and through the inventions now, through our intellect, intellectual properties, and so on. So I'm trying to stay. Well, I'm always focused on us, on our people, and so on. Uh, I'm trying to figure out, understand how that as I go on, that I can give and help.
Okay, Ronnie, we love it very much because, as I said, this time we are sitting in the spectator seat and we are just watching the game play because that kind of barbarism does not really include us sophisticated civilized people. We are the beings that has been here for a long time, so we are the ones that showed people how life is really made, even just to wake up in the morning, wash your face and brush your teeth. They were so barbaric they didn't even know that. But now that they have stolen so much, including our etiquette and manners, they're trying to said they're going to teach us, but we know differently and we have to stand firm into what we believe and belong. So I would like to welcome Big Papa so he can give us a little bit on what's happening this Sunday. Big Papa, we're in the lettuce field. We're trying not to damage anything. But here I am. We already mashed up the flowers. We stamp on the tulips. So you can have the rest of the garden. Big Papa, welcome in the conversation.
Hey, hey.
Okay. Okay, it's we have our first vice in as well, and we have Big Papa is in with us. Oh, he's coming in and out at some point. And we know for this Sunday evening, what is really, really happening is a case where we just have to look at some situations and realize we're going to be minding our own business this time because we have so much on our plate that we ought not to go to the neighbor's house and find out what's going on in their house or on their plate, because there's enough going on. And for we, the Black people of the world, we are going to keep and hold fast to the things that is our involvement, the things that bring us success, bring us forward, and bring us understanding for we, the people that are gathered for a great cause. And we know that some things really don't concern us. It's about time we leave it alone. So we have seen that last week or 2 weeks ago, you know, a very important figure in the society that really does not involve us. The big Ks, they have their own type of party. So one of them fell, they fell off, and we kind of in a situation of who done it, and they want to point the arrows as close as possible to our community, but we are not having that. We're not taking no blame, we're not taking no fame, and we really want to say we're minding our own business. This is what we are happening as a Black community. We not involved. We are minding our own business, and we are keeping it real with what's happening. I also understand for the event that happening, people are getting fired left, right, and center. People are even getting thrown into strange places. And I did not say any of the K words or the C words, and all I said was FOCK. Oh my God. That's all I can say, because it's just, we got to keep
Well,
it
listen,
moving.
I'm going to try to be
Yes, Charlie.
as
This discreet.
political, as discreet as you, but I think
Okay, Charlie.
that that there's a possibility that all of this was planned. I
Oh,
mean, if you look at and you start questioning some of the situations in the scenarios around the assassination, uh, what appeared to be an assassination, let me put it that way, because there's some out there saying that the whole thing is just theater. I will say this: if that is indeed the case, it would make sense that our quietness, our non-involvement, Black people's conscious decision to step away and to step back may indeed have spurred this. It could very
They
well
took one
be
for the team,
that because
for their
they
team.
have taken
And
it,
out
been
of that, he's a
quiet.
Messiah now, and so
Hold
on.
on for a
And
second.
those people
I
that
can't
kill
hear
him,
you. We got another echo.
weak-minded college student,
Um, that
these weak-minded.
hold on one second. Hold on one second, Ron. Let me finish this. That since we did not go to the streets and riot and start this world war or this race war that they wanted to start, that this is a ploy, that if we can't get Black people mad enough to come to the street and start fighting, then maybe we can get white people mad enough so that they can go ahead on and start all of the chaos that we want to have happen. They are trying to set this individual up as a martyr, someone who is a racist. I don't care what you say. I've heard his speeches. I've heard the good things he've said. I've heard the things that I've agreed with. But the plethora and the multitudes of negative and racist and bigoted comments this individual have done, I can't ignore all of that. I will also say this, that nobody deserves to die because of their speech, because I'm very outspoken. And I know a lot of us is outspoken. However, I will also say that consciousness and energy creates all reality. So your dissertation and your opinion has generated and conjured up negative energy, right? And is conjuring up that negative energy then causes people to react based off that energy you brought to the table. So you created that reality because of your words, which go out and have an effect and cause people to respond to it. So when he said that sometimes he believed that there ought to be public executions, and that there's going to be a number of gun violence that we could just have to accept. Okay, then we accept it. And we accept yours based on your words, based on what you put out there, based on what you've said, not anything that I've said. So I'm just going along with you. So now you want me to be upset? Now you want me to cry? Now you want me to acknowledge this person like they were some great individual? No, hell no. Get out my face. I wish I would. I understand who he is, and I'm not changing my opinion of it. I don't care who don't like it because I've given it a fair shot.
Someone it can mute your phone if you're not talking. I'm picking up a TV, and I don't want no competition when me and Charlie getting down because Charlie has just destroyed the lettuce plant, and now he's saying he really don't care. Now, Charlie, if you're gonna stand there and say you don't care, we are just wondering carefully who done it, because with the who done it, they are trying to label some kind of group, and as I said, they're getting a little more
Listen,
as the event stays in the sun a little longer, it's getting more tan.
right.
Go ahead, Charlie.
Did you hear the governor of Utah
No,
say he was
no.
praying? He was praying that the suspect was either an immigrant or he was praying that the suspect was black. He was
Yes, I heard
praying
that.
that the suspect was anything other than a white person.
Oh, interesting.
I heard that
Okay.
too.
He
Yeah.
was praying. He was calling on his God. God, please, Lord, let
That
it
would
be a
that will
nigga.
be the white blue eye boy with that we see have for years, Caesar Borgia. That's the one he was calling on, I suppose.
That's their Christ. So
Yeah. So but I understand that don't matter how long you call upon that one, he doesn't do anything because the one I serve, I only have to say one hallelujah and it's in effect. So I am just going to continue serving the one of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's the one that they are really not familiar with because the one that they have now is one that they've just brought about a few hundred years ago. He was the lover of Da Vinci and everything. So it's so messy over in Europe. I'm coming out of Europe right now. I just gonna come back to Africa. So here we are. It's your Sunday show. It's we the Black people of the world. Sadie Gomez, your host. Speaking of things that happened last week, and all right, it was some 11 days, but who can remember because it has bombarded our minds so much. We thought it was only yesterday it happened because there's so much of it is going on, but yet you can't even talk about it. It's one of these kind of things, it fills your belly and it maybe you're about to have a constipation or you might have indigestion. I'm not sure which one you're going to have, but I said to myself, I'm staying far from that plate. So we're on and we're having some fun with some information that we wonder what is really going on. So
listen,
as
yo,
we
I'm
often
I'm always
know,
listening to
go ahead, Ronnie.
archaeology, religious history, or history.
Right, we hear a voice. We don't see you. Where you at?
You
It's
know,
a mystery.
Ronnie, Ronnie, come on down.
elections like that. And
We are not seeing you.
it's making me forward on some positive notes. I have to
Yes, Ronnie, we know we're happy to know what you want to say because it's always something that's important. But you're a little bit far away from us right now, and we're trying to get you back in the living room where you can be heard. So take a next shot at it, Ronnie. Okay, that's brother Ronnie. He's here with us. He's not. He wants to come on the couch and hang out, but we know he's still somewhere walking through the kitchen. Ronnie, as soon as you want to come forward, we will welcome you
I
in.
hope that's the kitchen.
Okay, Ronnie, grab a small snack and come forward. So we know that so much is happening as well. And before we jump back onto the who got fired for what, I know there's a real setup as to if imagine we're in a state of affairs where if you call someone out by their truth, you could find yourself living in Uganda. I mean, I just don't even know if I may like Uganda. They better send me to Tanzania because I think there are a lot of rivers over there. But you can definitely be sent to somewhere that you didn't even belong. Or what I would say, once they send me somewhere where the sun is shining and the ground is brown and green grass, I'll take it. So we are in a state of affairs at present. And as Charlie just said, they have to rile up something to create something. We have often said on this show, and it's for a truth, there is going to be a race war. It's coming down the pipe. It's coming real hard. We don't know what were the circumstances that is going to cause it, but we have to look at some of the theatrics that is being played. Now, there's a case where you cannot serve two masters, and anyone try that again, you see how what happened. So you cannot hold God in one hand, and then you want to hold the devil in the other hand, and then you want to say, "Oh my God, who done it?" So you will either love the one and hate the other, and in some cases, one of them will have to take you out because you say, "Oh my God, I thought you had loved me so much, but no, I gave you everything you wanted. Bo, I'm so sorry, you have to go." So this is what happened because when you see you not serve your master properly, because I'm telling you, that's why I don't serve that other master. Because I told people there are two H's. There are two H's. Choose which H you want, heaven or hell, because there are two rulers and there are two H's. So when you see you go to the small H and the story pick up with you, please don't run to the children of the big age trying for them to solve it. We don't know. As far as the heavens is away from the earth, so far is our intention from your people. And just to bring on intentions, I see now they're eating humans. And I told you all on this show already, they're going to start eating humans. Now I have to come outside less because I'm just swearing I could be a delicacy. Because one grab and they go on with me, I'm
McDonald's.
sweating. I don't weigh too much pounds. So this is the case where I'm sending information to much of my friends, who I have their access to. They are eating humans, and if you see, it's all barbecued, and they're pulling out ribs because, and I mean, it's cooked. They cooked the fellow, and they were dining. I'm going to send you all this information, and this is going to be a bigger show for next week. Also, I want to throw out there, is it true, or rumor has it, that they have closed down some McDonald's because they found them to have human meat? I'm throwing this right out there. Starting with Charlie, do you know
Breaking
about
up
this?
block.
I don't know about this, but what we could do is we could ask Chat GPT
Yes.
and see what they say.
Okay, let's do
Mm-hmm.
it.
You want to try it? Let's try it and
Yeah.
see how that work out.
Okay. Meanwhile, ChatGPT knows a lot about everything.
Bruce.
It's like the neighbor who knows all your
Absolutely.
business. You
I'd be
have to
happy to
close your
help with that.
curtain.
Just let me know what you need translated or if there's anything specific you have in mind.
Okay, I want to know if McDonald's, the rumor is that McDonald's have been serving human beings in their restaurants. Is that true or is that just false allegations based
Down.
on information you can get out of the internet?
Rumors that McDonald's serves human meat are entirely false. They actually come from satirical sources and have been thoroughly debunked. So no worries there.
Oh, that's what they say.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely one of those wild internet rumors that just keeps resurfacing, but there's no truth to it. McDonald's is definitely serving the usual fast food fare.
Soylent Green.
So I don't know how much we can trust that, but because we've been hearing that for years, that they are serving humans in the McDonald's restaurant. But I believe that a lot of things that they have
Meat.
stripped AIs from getting the information to be put out there the way that it is, the way that it really is. I do remember Rabbi Rosenfinkel, or something of that nature, got on and said that they've been kidnapping babies and bringing them,
Soylent Yellow.
sacrificing them,
And
and selling them to McDonald's for years. And he goes, I don't care about talking about it because people don't believe it. I'm just saying it right here. You're not going to believe me, so what? So I'm just putting it out there.
mm-hmm.
And this was
Yeah.
not many, but this has
Yeah.
got to be at least 10 years old now. He's been talking about doing that.
Yes, I'm starting to
But
wonder because
after a while, we hear all these stories, and then we call it something else, and then after a while, when we get comfortable and saying this is an urban myth or what have you, it comes up usually to be true
Right.
after a while, you
Right.
know,
well,
and
story
so on.
often starts somewhere with a little bit of truth and a little bit of exaggeration, and it goes out there. But there's some source of truth to every story, because
Hmm.
it's the reason it's a tiny bit of truth, even in a lie, because a lie
Yeah,
is just an exaggeration of the truth sometimes in a slanted direction. But there must have a source. And I have seen many years ago that some rabbis did come out and speak of this sort of information. But what I do know to be a truth, and there's a big holiday coming right now, and I'm going to tell you all right now, please do not eat any eggs, because I am just going to give you all some truths right here, that the big holiday that's coming, and everybody wants prosperity. And after they took away our African art of cleaning oneself, they would go to the grocery store and they are going to buy right now 300,000 dozens of eggs. So eggs are going to be very scarce next week. And what they do for every age, if you're 60, you get 60 eggs. You're 2 years old, you get 2 eggs. You're 5 years, you get 5 eggs. And they go to the bathtub and wash themselves off with these eggs. And when they are finished with the eggs, they neatly pack them back into the boxes and go back to the grocery store, who accept these eggs. And these eggs are now placed back on the shelves in the nigger community. And that is why, in a little after next week, when you all buy eggs, you all will find yourself wanting to kill each other, because eggs is a product. Yes, I'm teaching you a little bit of witchcraft on the show, because we do Obi on the side. It is called a different kind of art in the other community who have stolen it. But eggs is a product that can clean, it can absorb negative energy. So even I'm teaching today, if you feel a little negative energy around yourself, you get yourself 1 egg, you might need two, and you start to rub from your top of your head and all your areas under your arm, other private areas. And what you do, you break this egg and throw it into the toilet bowl and flush it. It's take away negative energy, you're back in business. But they do it on a collective, and they will have all these eggs. I'm telling you, to every age. If you're
How are they
85,
putting
you
the
get 85
eggs
eggs.
back in the shell? How are they putting the eggs back in the shell?
Because they're going to go to the supermarket where they have bought 300 dozen of eggs and say, "Oh my God, these I don't know what excuse they make, but they are that good, because if they can slap on a siren and drive around like police, don't
you
ask me
break
how
up
they
a
can
lot.
just fry some eggs. It's no problem getting some eggs. So I'm just saying to the black community, do not buy eggs for the next 3 months. You don't need eggs so badly, because this is going to be happening, and it happens every year. And all of a sudden you wonder why two niggas shoot each other at Eastern Parkway and drop down dead for no reason. School children will be killing each other because it's back in the community. All the negative energy that they have taken of themselves is with us. So if you're telling me McDonald's don't have human flesh and ChatGPT is running this piece of shit, we can ask ChatGPT about the eggs. I wonder if they know about that, because what I'm saying is not ChatGPT. That's living in the household and knowing about things that you ought not to know because you were there.
You want to ask them and see what they say?
You can put it on, I can ask now.
Yeah, I can. I don't know if it can hear you, but it can hear me. What's the question?
What happened to the eggs after Rosh Hashanah?
What happened to the eggs after Rosh Hashanah?
Yeah.
After Rosh Hashanah, the eggs that are used for symbolic purposes are typically discarded, and in some traditions, they're even buried as a sign of respect. It's a pretty interesting custom.
And it would not happen to be going by any grocery by the crossroads, because ChatGPT, you're really not so smart, my darling, because I'm not speaking of things that are in internet. I'm just speaking of things that living in an actual household where you yourself partake in the whole story. And please don't judge me, because I can I can be a little bit Jewish at times. So please excuse me. And I'm just saying ChatGPT ought to learn that eggs are used for cleansing purpose, even in the African community. So if one of your little children about to go to jail because the police have held them for one stick of marijuana, please let them know that they can clean themselves with an egg and go to court and nothing will happen. And that's just the gospel. That's how we are living right now. We are living in the spiritual realm and we are taking back all that is ours, including our religion, our spirituality. And yes, we are taking back our obia too. Yes, we are going to use it in our community to save our own souls. Yes, we are back using nature to take care of ourselves. Yes, so our little black children will not be going to jail. I am just telling you, we share wisdom and decide. Thank God for all those who are listening, and they know that you do not have eggs for breakfast until after December 2025. So please, I'm telling you, all things are not written in stone and carved in stone, but there's something called the old wives' tale, and you all better believe it before you all may lose your tail. So I'm just saying, you know, that's how the butcher cut off the tails of the three blind mice. See how they run. So, you know, they all ran up to the farmer's wife, cut off their tails with a carving knife. I've never seen such a
Wow.
thing in my life with three blind mice. But we are not, we are just
While
trying to and our eyes wide open.
while
Welcome
while
to the show.
Sadie's showing her a gifted voice, I just want to say very quickly because I have a little technical situation here. I agree with Dr. Winborn on that
Yeah.
deal, on that situation with CK or whatever. Um, let's stand back. Let's look. Let's go on the offense and the defense. Let's watch what's going on. Be careful. Um, it's self destructive, far as I can see. They're self destructing. We know who they are. Y'all don't have to explain, but they're self destructing,
He took
and
he
it's coming to a final analysis, man. You know, this was a final. This was going to happen. Like Sadie said,
yeah.
it's all in the plans. It's all set up. But I think that we need to just step back because we're the target, if you will, and we need to just let them do their thing. Don't get involved. Don't say nothing. Have no opinion. Don't get in, let them do their thing. Whatever they think about him. I see so many of us journalists are getting involved. Van Jones got an email from him, and now he wants to kumbaya, and he's so
I'm
sorry, this
disappointed.
and that. Football player guy talking about he gonna take care of his children, and these are brothers. So something is strange in the air. Something is crazy. I see this
No,
thing, man.
hey,
I'm thinking, no,
They coons, they ain't brothers. They confused.
but it's just strange. The whole way it's set up is just strange. Like you said, turning this person into like a martyr, but martyr for jihad, I guess. But
a half
turn him into a
a
martyr.
half flag at the Washington D.C. on the
It's
Capitol.
crazy.
Half
It's
mast.
crazy. You're not allowed to do these things for a general citizen, but he's getting all this praise. But I just say, it's crazy. It's unusual. Like Sadie says, something is in the water, something's in the air, something's in the food. People are going crazy. I see so much stuff happening outside of that. And I think we as a people need to just stay back, stay quiet, observe, and let them do their thing. Let them self-destruct. Don't get involved. It's not our. It's not. This is not our. You know. This is not our. This is not our affair. It's not our
It's not
cup of
our
tea.
barbecue.
As they say in England, it's not our cup of tea. So let them do their thing. Oh, jolly good. I do say. I do say jolly good. Now you don't mess up my whole thing. You don't mess up my whole thing now. I gotta find something else now. Thank you. But yeah, but well, it might be some of us cup of tea, but I don't want to take away everybody's tea. You take where I'm coming from. But
He
yeah,
took one
man,
for
yeah,
the
like
cause,
I'm gonna go back
and
and say what Dr.
they
Winborn
expect.
said. My
He
tea
took
Sister
one
thing
for
didn't
Khadija
work
said
out.
you can have a cup of herb tea anytime you want.
my tea thing didn't work out. My tea analogy, us, us, we
that
hate
one
everything.
backfired.
So, um, and on that note, chop chop, old boys and girls.
Listen,
Oh my God. Dr. Rama's sister Khadija is safely laying on the beach with her cup of tea. So we have to be very careful what we say. But she knows she can have her cup of tea and drink it.
I spoke too fast. I should have took my time and wait and see what people are doing. Now I know. So you know, hey, Sadie, you're never too old to learn. You
I'm
dig where I'm coming
saying,
from? You're never too
yeah,
old to learn.
I said 200 years of English tradition. You can't stop the tea.
And she did it with grace, and you know, she was very,
As a queen would, as a queen would.
she was very stylish. The way she did it was with grace and style, and you know, it was
So,
done very
so
well.
we have so much royals among us.
Royal, there you go. It was done like royalty. Yes, yes,
That's royalty.
yes. I'm
So, Sister
learning.
King, it
I'm
is a
learning.
pleasure.
I'm learning. I guess like my ex said, don't talk too fast.
Oh my gosh. And that's something. So, um, well, Sister K, we're not allowed to use any of the COK words today, but you are the original Sister K, so we can still love up your K name. So something strange has happened, as I said to you. All we can say is FOCK, but oh my God, we can't talk nothing more. And they're having a lot of reverence to someone who was taken down, and in a lot of ways, there's a lot of theatrics going on, and it's to lure the Black community to rile them up. So eventually, we'll have something called a race war, and it will look like it was all our fault, but we're not buying into it because, apart from the fact we have no money to buy into the mess, we are just sitting quietly watching the tides roll in. So here we are, and as Charlie said, I can dance around the tulips, but I just had a whole foot into the garden, and Charlie destroyed the rose garden. I'm serious. So, Gil, we're in deep right now. So I don't know what territory we're in. And we're in no man's land, but here we are with a dead man who can tell no tales. But I didn't even say that. I'm sorry. So, my audience, let's have a wonderful
It
evening.
sounds like you said
Something
it
has
to
happened.
me. It sounds like you said it to me. It sounds like you
Yeah.
said there's a dead man. Don't take it back now.
Is this pertaining to the person who I don't even know what to say? The person who
Yeah,
was
yeah.
taken out from the street?
You're not allowed to say dead, unalive.
Why is it taken out? So that's the same thing. What is unalive? The person who was
That's what they said.
Unalive.
Unalive.
You can't say gun. You gotta say pew pew. He was pew pew. You can't say shot. I like they got adults talking like children.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
even in that,
Well,
I see that as a control factor.
well, I
Definitely.
say no more caca on my show. Because
Well,
when you want to poo poo or pee pee or pew pew, it is so much caca we are talking. I can understand. Well, for those of us who can talk in code and hope that you know that it does not decode the coding, because everybody's learning about decoding and coding these days. But we have often learned in our Black community. Could you still say Black? I mean, I don't know. In our chocolate community, I don't know what we can say these days. Is there freedom of speech still available? I
They
don't know
told
even
they
know.
told me
maybe you can say
BLK.
bronze. Bronze.
They told me BLK, and for the other ones YT.
And YNs.
Lord have mercy.
YNs. You gotta have YNs. YNs stand for
YT
young
for the
niggas.
YT for the other group, and
YT for
BLK
white
for us.
people. And YN for young niggas.
Oh, I hardly know where I fit in. I will just take a S.
I guess I'll be an ON. When they-
Oh,
I'm
that's
an
an OG.
ON. I'm
That's an
on. I'm
OG.
just me and Dr. Robinson. We just on. We old
we
niggas.
just, we,
So we just
On.
yep.
Oh my.
I'm sorry
Well,
I'm in that spot.
Oh boy.
I
you see
don't
Ronnie,
even know.
Dr. Robinson ain't said nothing. He like,
You
don't be
know,
calling me
I'll
old.
be calling OON.
Say that again,
OON.
Charlie.
Ronnie's an OON.
Uh,
I'm
I
learning. I'm
don't know
learning.
why he need two O's,
Oh,
but
Right. But again, like I said, these are all control mechanisms. So now they're trying to control our speech, right? So now even when
Yeah.
we're talking amongst ourselves, we're not saying certain words. We're not using certain terminology. All of that is mind control. All of that is programming. They're trying
yes,
to program us to do the things that they want us to do. When it fails, they come up with other alternatives. And again, that's what makes me say, because we've taken the stands that we've taken since the election, that we backing out, y'all on your own. We're not fighting. We're not getting involved. We're not protesting. We're not riding. We're not going to Target. We're not going to Walmart. We ain't doing none of that stuff. We done did it. Y'all on your own. They still have not been able to provoke us to come out into the street because we're still staying in the house. So I'm thinking that the plan now is, let's get the white people as mad as we can get them, and then make them start. They all over TikTok now talking about they ready to go. They ready to go. Let's do this. Listen, do you know how many hangings there's been of black
yes,
men in the last 30 days? I believe it's
yes,
something like seven.
yes,
That's
yes.
almost two a week.
That's some repercussions right there because I saw two young men who I know just 18 and 22, and I know they suffered and they were just the sacrifice. I saw it.
And then the police got pulled a young man out of the tree. He got bruises all over his face. He got two broken legs and a broken arm, for what I understand. And they want us to believe that he hung himself.
Hmm.
How do you
It's
do
Crazy,
not so
that?
easy to
crazy,
hang yourself.
crazy. I think they had two in one college in Mississippi, right?
Right, right.
Yeah.
And then another one appeared in another college, I think in Alabama.
Alabama.
Yeah, and just think about the ones that is not reported.
Right.
South Carolina, North Carolina. Georgia. Well, Georgia. You don't know. That's why I say it's best just to step back, go on the offense and the defense,
I
and
mean,
let
but
these
the
people.
reality of it is, so let's deal with that. The reality of it is we've stepped back. We've been talking the last 20 minutes about us not getting involved, and yet they still hanging black people.
Because they want us involved. Because at the end of the day, this set of provocation is for a bigger picture. So, as they said, we were not jumping off our couches, ready to march in the street. They created a scenario, and now they're trying hard to drag us in. It is not our barbecue. Furthermore, we
Yeah,
were never invited. This thing took place in a town where it's 0.01% of the black people. So, which
Right,
means we were not invited to that barbecue in the first place. We were not there. We were far from
right,
there. So
right.
now that somebody got burnt, how could it be us? We were not even at the barbecue. But
yeah, it's not
now,
worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth all the lives. And when I said, and I know they're coming, but I'm saying when you're in the offense and the defense, you are protecting yourself. A person can't come but so much when you're not around them and you're protecting yourself from them. You know what I'm saying? You're on the defense and the offense when they come around you. And so, but it's best not to be involved. It's best not to be involved at all. Not even conversation about this person, which is not important. They're making him. I think for us, all this feedback on him is making him more important, whether it's negative or positive. Is making him more important than who he was. So my thing is, he's not worth it. He's not worth your life. He's not worth your family lives, your children, etc. It's not worth it.
you're very right. Definitely not worth it. But what we will do now, I said on. We never even place this under the rug, so we don't have the right to pull it out. But it is so large, it is showing up every place. One could hardly even cover it down. So we're going to use it as a teaching lesson for ourselves to know that these are signs of things to come. There are going to be events where they are trying to drag us in, and it is showing our level of maturity and our level of wisdom. For almost the first time, we as a people are telling ourselves we are not involved. But we are seeing a few people like, as you say, Van Jones, who, as we know of the Oreo cookie, don't we not? And we will see them pop up. But those are not the ones that we take our instructions from. We just watch them as, oh, so now that you have showed up and we see who you really are. So the magnifying glass is up and we are just observing, the Oreos. So we ought not to even slant or lean with their conversation because we
Right,
know they have been bought for many, many times
right.
over. But as a people, we out of this one. It's not our business. It is not our beeswax, as the young children would used to say. When I used to babysit a little children, they said, it's not our beeswax. I said, no, it's not our beeswax. So therefore, it's not our beeswax. We're gonna stay out of this one. Sit and with and we're gonna sip our tea at our homes, quietly watching everything. Shall we not, Khadijah?
Yeah, I'll be on the island.
I am just saying. You see how far she has gone? But make a space for us. We're coming over. So it's a wonderful Sunday evening. Not our business. Not our business at all.
Yeah.
So
Listen,
also, go ahead, Charlie.
we also got to factor in the fact that they are now trying to replace the police departments with the National Guards. All right, and they're they're saying that this is all leading up to Trump being the last president,
Mm.
and we've
Hmm.
heard that, and we've heard that prophecy, right? That Trump would be the last president. But listen, I thought it was comical because they showed up in Memphis and the YNs stole a tank, stole two tanks to went joyriding in two of the National Guard tanks.
Who
Saw
is
it
going to
on
guard the guards?
saw it on
Right?
Instagram.
Who's guarding the guards? Right?
The- there was a song, There was a song back in the day say, "Who is gonna bodyguard Mr. Bodyguard? Who is gonna bodyguard the bodyguard?" You know, back in the day, the reggae song. The DJ such a, "Who is gonna bodyguard Mr. Bodyguard?" Right now, what is happening is just the seed they sow, they are reaping. This is just showing how violent and wicked they are to each other, much as to us. You understand? All those wickedness they show to us, they're showing it to their brothers. They're just showing what they're made of. You know, definitely. That's what is in their intention. Yes. But that is not really our business, but they want to get us involved. But we are
Yeah.
involved in much more important things than that. We have our business to fix. We have our security. We have our prosperity to think about. We have our future. We have our nation to build up. You understand? So that fight, that is that for us. Although they want to make it into a race war, that's what they want to do. So I'm so glad it's not a black man who did it. And they are doing so much wicked. You know what happened? I saw something that happened in where that place where the soldiers are, down Detroit, next that bad place, and I saw what a soldier did to a white woman, a white man angling a white woman, wicked. So you know what that means. If we angling our white people like that, watch out. We're gonna deal with the black worse. We gotta look out. We got to look out. If they make me feel like America is turning communist. That action is only done in a communist country. What they did over there, I've only seen that done in a communist country. There was no place in America that soldier angle the public like that or angle a citizen like that. That's communist action, real true. Yeah, I've been exposed to a lot of these things. It reminds me of how the communists treat their people. You understand? No freedom of speech, man, no freedom of movements. Yes. It's the first time I've seen it in America, and it reminded me of a communist nation, which America is not a communist nation, or is it becoming a communist nation? I yield.
Okay, okay. We like the fact that you yield before you put yourself right in to another rose garden. Oh, we damaged the tulips and
Yes,
the roses
yes.
and the lettuce plant, but we are going ahead because this is what we do on a Sunday evening. We examine things we take it from under the rug and we put it back. But this one has been so big, we can't even put it under the rug. It is just wide out in the open, and we decided we was going to pass it by straight. But it is slapping us in the face and hitting us in the foot. So we said, okay, we'll stop by for a short while. We would not give it any thunder, but we would simply see what is the learning factor from all of this. We have learned that silence is golden, that we heard our parents said, and yes, silence is golden. It is true. When you stay silent, you can learn more. What we are learning and seeing these days, we are in awe because we are so surprised as to what has happened and what is going down and what really is the result of this catastrophe. But all in all, we are not turning our head too quick or putting a blind eye because we know that some things are being put in place while all this distraction is going on. And I often like to pull us up and understand when we see all this form of distraction, it means something is going on and something is about to happen. Okay, so we are about to experience something called a zombie apocalypse. We are going to have results
of the
of the
popo
popo
that we
that we
took in
took in
our
our
arm,
arm,
and
and
we are
we are
going to
going to
see
see
changes
changes
in
in
some.
some, you get to mute, and some of our people, some of our children, families, and we are going to see a little bit of strangeness just now because the result of that vaccine that some of us did not take, but some of us, got involved, it is going to lead us into a strange place. So we better be careful that with all this distraction, what is really going on or because this thing that has happened is taking and dragging on for 11 days and more till some news reporters are saying last week something happened. They have even forgotten that we are involved for now 11 or 12 days. But we, on another level, what distraction that this what is the real that this distraction is covering because this distraction is major. It is it is almost too much and it's almost like why is it being given all this attention. So oftentimes when such is the case, it's something bigger and more sinister that's being hidden that is going to come forward. So let us understand that this distraction is purposely placed and done. Let us see what is coming after. So it is with us, the distraction, but it is making room for something that is under the covers that is going to stir up later on while our heads was too much buried in the sand. So we're going to pull our heads out of the sand. We're going to keep our necks up and we're going to know something bigger is being planned, something more sinister is coming on the pipe, and we ought to stay away from large gatherings and concerts. And some things we need to take a little hiatus from, and the time is now. Because what was supposed to happen did not happen, and they are not going to stop until they get their desired results. So for us, I should say ON and young N, we ought to know our place. But we're going back now to the other trade, the other story, because I was loving it so much. But why it is that these YNs stole a tank and was driving to the mall? I'm saying, my goodness, how funny is that? So anyone saw that? I would like to comment on that. Really, Charlie, you seem to have a little take on that.
I just happened to see a picture.
Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can find the video. I'll be right back.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
good. So me, my Mr. Khadija, you can talk and tell us.
Yeah, I saw it on Instagram, and I said, "But how they get that? I mean, like, where did they park that thing in the hood? Like, I don't know. Like, it was the strangest thing to see. You know what I mean?
It really
So
was.
I didn't go into it much further because I was like, okay, like I don't know how you know. I don't know. Some of the news that I just sometimes I just really wonder if some of it is real and some of it isn't. You know what I mean?
That's true. Something like that have us wondering because when I saw it, I thought it was a part of a movie. I thought it was so comical. And then I heard it was true. And I'm saying, but where did they get the keys? I mean, how did they move it? You know, black people are so innovative. My goodness. So Charlie's looking for the video of a tank rolling down the street on a normal Wednesday morning. Okay, some footage is coming up. So we're seeing that it's a still picture so far, and we are wondering how it is a tank was able to come down a street and a few YNs were just like sipping Kool-Aid out of it and they were laughing their faces off. I'm saying, my God, what is really going on? But that was real. So we're hoping that, Charlie's able to run the video that we can really get into it and see some of the comments that were made about this event. Yep, so for those who have joined us, it's our regular Sunday show where we come on, all hands on deck and we just examine what's happening. We take it from under the rug and then sometimes we put it back. But oftentimes, we are faced with a situation right now that we did not even put under the rug, but this is one is all over us. And this one seemed to be like a flying carpet somehow. And we just trying to make sense of it and we're gonna let it go. But here we are now wondering about a tank that we saw rolling down the street, and we wonder if the story was true. We saw a few YN having some kind of fun. We don't know if it was a birthday party and they were having a little joy ride. You know how they like to ride out, but that is what was going on. So Charlie's going to put some footage for us and we'll be able to get into what happened.
Stole these folk tank, boy. These niggas stole these folk tank. Stole these folk tank, boy. These niggas stole these folk tank. Stole these folk tank, boy. These niggas stole these folk tank. Stole these folk tank, boy.
Y'all see him on the? Can y'all see the screen?
Yeah, we've seen it and we've seen now. They stole the tank.
These niggas stole these folk tank.
This is all I can find right now.
I mean, yes, we were able to see that. And what we were really trying to figure out is how did they get it? Where did it come from?
Listen,
can you fill us?
I don't know, but they must have left the keys in the ignition.
That's the way it started. They must have parked in the no parking zone, and they were being towed away.
No parking zone and ran into the store and forgot where they was.
Stop by for a coffee and a donut. Oh my gosh! But if we are seeing this, and we know that the revolution will be televised, The revolution will be televised. I'm telling you. Cameras are everywhere. Yeah. Okay. We
Let's
should.
see if we can, if this one to play. No, it's not coming up. I got to go out and come back in. All right, there's another one. But yeah,
Okay, so moving along to some of how famous our creators could be. A young black kid, and he's not telling where he is right now, and he's right. He have created a television that could work without being plugged in, and he's demonstrating it in a small village in Africa. So I'm just saying we are moving on with our creative self, and I just want to drop this one right in while we are seeing how how great our brains can work. So imagine this. This young black man, I'm gonna send the videos to out so we can have it out for our big show for next week, God's willing. And I was really, really surprised. But he's not telling what part of Africa he's coming from. Because you know what happened to the last innovators who came to America with electric cars. You know, there were two young men from Zimbabwe that came to America with their briefcase and their bright eyes and bushy tails, and they said, "My God, we probably could see Elon Musk or discuss something along the way where they can be on the map making money." Unfortunately, the both of them were poisoned. One died and one made it. And he ran all the way back to Kenya, which now his car is going to be developed and placed on the street. So we've seen this has happened some time gone by. And now I was given some footage of a young man that has a television that he can walk around with. I don't know what is being powered by, probably by the sun, since you know in Africa, that is what is free. And he has a big television, brightly colored, and just put it on a brick in a village yard, and it's working, it's showing the movies and everything. So this is something we have to look forward to. I'll bring the footage for next week, as I said, God's willing. And we are seeing some of the things that our young black people are doing. So, you know, we are very skillful in this part of the town. And as a people and a collective, we're really innovative. So that is just something to drop in your laps and share with you on a positive. So we're going to pray for this young black man. We're going to look forward to seeing our televisions that could be movable and just placed on a brick, and it's working right in the village without having to plug in. So saving on your electric bill. And there is a little bit of promise for Africa, the land of the sun.
Yes.
So we are here, and anyone want to join in? Ronnie, what do you got to say about that? I think I sent you the video.
Listen, this is remarkable. What's happening in Africa? Supposedly, with kids, kids with no education, no engineering education. They cook it.
Okay, Ronnie, you just break up a little bit, maybe the area that you're in. Or we are wondering if the aliens took Ronnie. You know, that sometimes that happens, I was sure. So, Ronnie, you know, you can always slip right back in. We know it's a little technical difficulty in the mountains, although you probably should have the best sort of
Deal to steal or intimidate. And intimidate. One brother's partner was killed in the United States because of this innovation. They couldn't get their hands on it. And if they don't have any support, and this is another thing, if they don't have any support from us with the dollars, with backup, with bodyguards, with whatever the situation is, these clear people are going to do the same thing that they've done, for the past 600 years. They're going to steal it. That's what they do.
yes,
Lie,
that's what they
steal,
do.
cheat, and destroy.
I'm telling you, if it's not nailed down tight enough, they're gonna remove it. You know what I'm saying? So the only reason that some things are still intact is because they can lift it off fast enough, and we knew that. and we know what we are dealing with, the type of people and their mindset. So we already know and we observe and we are among them, but we are moving a little differently. We are going to go ahead with our progress, totally ignoring them, like how we have learned or we are learning to do in this present time. Because there was a case where in the Caribbean we would learn from our parents. It's not every crab dance you could go to, because when you go crab dance you get mud. So them things are saying there. Sister Khadijah, not every crab dance you could be in, because you certainly can get yourself dirty. So
I
we're
didn't
going
hear
to
you.
pay
What you
attention.
said?
I said, not every crab dance we can go into, because we can get ourselves dirty with mud. So we gotta stay out of this crab dance, and we gotta know we wearing our white clothes and we not getting it dirty. So therefore, what is going on now is just a case of what have to go on by itself without us giving it too much energy or putting ourselves in any sort of harm or danger or any conflict with naming names or giving any sort of analysis on a situation. A situation whereby they are looking for someone to blame. We are saying it wasn't us. You know what Shaggy said? It wasn't him. So it
Hmm.
really was not, even if you saw me and no, it wasn't me. So that is what we are doing right now. It wasn't us. We are looking back and we are also taking Kendrick's Lamar. They are not like us. You can go
Hmm.
ahead and eat each other as you all normally did back in the 17th century. So we are staying clear out of that, and we want to move forward into positive, progressive things for we, the Black people of the world. We want to move forward to what we are doing now, and we have to really ignore some of the negatives that are upon the earth right now. If a situation doesn't concern us, we just have to just step right over it and leave it alone. And as we say, oh, this is written in the Proverbs. Dead man tell no tales. Although I heard we can't use that word anymore, but we just quote in the Proverbs. So we would let sleeping dogs lie still, or we would just have to say like that. Let sleeping dogs lie still, and let us keep on moving into what we, the Black people of the world, can be progressive in. The distractions, we are going to stay far from it. That is a disease that is not going to affect us, and we have no antidote for that kind of poison. So we staying far, as the old people say. We're not business with it. It's not our beeswax, I told you all people. It's not our beeswax. It is not ours. So we're gonna move on with this time. And we welcome each and everyone to the show and our wonderful listening audience, the 1 million out there. And of course, so thankful to know we have our beautiful Queen, Sister Khadijah, in the house. She's in the island. She says she's taking us some sun. She's drinking her tea. And Dr. Robinson walked right into her tea when he was making a joke about tea. So, Dr. Hamilton, we love you. We thank you for coming on as well, Big Papa. Everyone is on board. Charlie said, don't damage the tulips, but we ran right through the garden. I am so serious. So we will have to get ourselves reinstated at a different time. But today we're talking, we're enjoying what's happening, and we that are wondering, as we the Black people of the world, we are really moving far and fast into various other innovations, various other things that we can do in some positive vibes and energy. And that is where we have to stay. The other people are having conflict and confusion among themselves, because this is their portion. It is their time to go through that. And once we stay out of it, we will not be affected. There are some diseases that are going to affect only a certain community of people. And as I said, we're not drinking no medicine for nobody. The cold, we're not taking no Tylenol for nobody else headache. If the headache is not ours, we're not taking no Tylenol for it. In a matter of fact, we're just going to thank the Almighty that we have no headache. So this is where we are within our spiritual self as a people, as a collective. We are now returning to our first love. We are going back to source, because we know we have been led astray by components of society and has not been convenient. Even the very God that they had given us to pray to have no results. It can help us. because I'm just telling you, let us return to our former state. We were once kings and queens. We once served a God that took us out of trouble, out of danger, a God that could hear us, a God we could relate to. And we, the people, have to get back to our spiritual self in order to understand, overstand, and understand what is happening now. What is happening now is a bunch of confusion within the emotion of people. Emotional uh, emotions are running super high these days. As you know, my good friend would say, it's like an emotional roller coaster right now with people. And we are seeing things that are happening that really has no explanation. We are seeing things that are happening that we are wondering why it was created and for what purpose. As we know, oftentimes when there are major distractions, is because there's something really dark, real, and sinister brewing in the background. So when it pops up, we will be so filled with air in our head and some foolishness, we would not have seen the real truth. But since we could overs that and bypass that because we have been down that road too many times before, so we come like, you can't fool us no more with that nonsense. So we are waiting patiently for the real true picture as to what is really going on. You're not gonna pull no wool over our eye and put us into no fantasy island while you do some kind of something. So we're not even going to pick up on that CK bullshit. We are just going to move right into what the hell is going on after this. So after you all have dried up your tears and you all have grieved enough, we are wondering what the hell is really going on. So we're going to sit back, we're going to wait, and we're going to see exactly what it is that we need to put our attention to. Do not be swayed with every whim and fancy of what is going on because half of these things are staged. It is a lot of theatrics, and that community would not mind sacrificing one of their own to create a point. I'm just telling you, they're satanic enough. They will do that. So it come like, come like the wife in the house who cut herself. She called the police and said, my husband, he beat me so badly. Look, I have the cut in my hand. And the police take the poor man down. He got to jail. Well, here what? We have seen that story so many times before. So none of us is going down, I'm swear, because we did not cut anybody. And we have not been the bully in the playground. We have never been. So therefore, we're going to stay in the sidelines and we're going to watch this game play. As I said, they have their own referee. They have their two teams are playing. And really and truly, we don't even know the rules of engagement. So where are we going? We don't know. It is not our beeswax. We don't even know the rules. So we are not really going to get involved. We would have liked to, but forget about it. And it's too late now anyway. So let us mind our business. Let us see what's happening in our community where we can move forward in doing things as we find ourselves coming together in unification. We will not always have the full understanding or overstanding, and we definitely will have difference of opinions. But in our community, our opinions do matter, how we feel about certain things that directly involve us. And those are the things we're going to spend energy on, we're going to spend time on in building our communities and taking care of we, the Black people of the world, without any apology. And as long as we are here, we are ambassadors for Ethiopia and we love our Ethiopian World Federation, and we are Local 26 representing. And for all those who are listening, we would often take comments and questions, but we are here for you, the Black people of the world. This is our station where we come and express ourselves in truth, and we are guided by the Holy Spirit, and we are guided by the Almighty, and we know that we want to do what is responsible. So as we on this panel, we want to just really know that we have a very important legacy to carry on. We have our children to educate, we have our young ones to guide, and we have our old ones to give us wisdom. So within our community, as a collective, we have a lot of things to do that are positive and to move us forward and keep us going on. So we're going to continue loving our Black self. We are going to teach our children about their royal self, and we are going to keep on moving. So despite whatever is happening or whatever is intended to happen, we still have to stay focused on the things that are convenient to us as a people, and we are not like them. And let us stay focused on what we have to do within the collective. We can live right here, we can be here, we're going to build and we're going to grow. And as soon as some other people realize that we are ignoring them, purposely ignoring them, they can get their dwindling self together if they want, because they are about to, they are getting dimmer and dimmer, and soon their lights will be going off. And they are struggling very hard to grab onto us for some sort of light, some sort of energy, some sort of play. Because we as a people, we are the light, we are the energy, we are the flow, we are the current behind things that move. We create mobility, we create movement. So let us see our importance. Look, we're not going to give something any attention, it's going to die down. It have no choice but to die down and dwindle away. So we are having a great time watching and waiting for this event to simply die down and dwindle away. Let whoever is responsible, whoever feels the emotion, let them go ahead with it. But we have our own side of tears, our grief, and we know where our pain lies deep into our gut, because we have had 400 years of it in counting. So we know what it is to feel pain. We know what it is to feel grief. But also importantly, we know how to love, because love from our people, we love with passion, we love with purpose, we love with reason. And it's the love that really holds us so tight and so close that we continue to be with each other. Because the other bunch of people, they don't have that part of them. They don't have that empathy. They don't know what it is to love. And love is the greatest energy upon this earth. If one should find it, if one should acquire it, but even just to give it, even to speak it, it's a positive. Because as we, the Black people of the world, there's something about us. We love each other. Even though we have our differences, there's a certain passion that runs deep into our veins, into our DNA. When we see one of ours, it's an automatical feeling of care. We may not express it oftentimes, but deep down inside, we as a people know how to love, because we have that part of us. It's not absent with us. We are connected. Is the reason why it was so important for other people to separate us, because we are connected. We are connected by the grain of hair on our head. We are connected, Black people. And love, we love each other. But we have such a strange way of showing it at times. So surely we would like to improve the way we show our love for each other. That will help quite a lot. But we are a people that are filled with love, and we ought not to forget that. We have heard of the statement, God is love. We are God's people, whatever name you may choose to call him, which has all many names. But we, deep down inside, if we should examine ourselves, we are a body of love. That's who we are. We are creatures of warmth. We are creatures of empathy. We have feelings for each other. And even for the wicked masters, we even had feelings for them as well. When they lay their babies on our chest and we had to breastfeed them, and we know very well we did it with love. So it's a certain type of people. And just to be Black is quite an experience. We are in this melanated skin having a human experience which is like no other experience in the world. Being Black is an experience. It's a great experience, as I said, like no other nation will have in the world. So truly, as ChatGPT said, if I have to come back, I'll have to come back a Black woman. Speaking of which, ChatGPT did mention about the Black woman when a white woman asked ChatGPT the same question that was asked by a Black man concerning what race you like to be if you should come back. And we are now the Black woman up in we have the white woman up in arms about what ChatGPT has said. But we're going to bring that topic next week, perhaps, when we can run the video, because we do have the video to prove it. So now, ChatGPT is giving us so much information, and we are hoping that they have no biases, because the fact that you want to come back Black, oh my gosh, that is creating a lot of uproar in other communities. But then again, it's helping other communities for the first time to examine what it is to be Black, that it is so important that ChatGPT would like to have the same experience that we are having. But we often know that there are often some Black on the outside with the whitewash in the inside. So we know to be truly, truly, truly having that experience, which is the Black experience, a very rare experience, but real and true, you have to just keep it Black. And in keeping it Black, we stay without apology, unapologetically Black. We like ourselves. We love ourselves so much that they try to make us hate ourselves, but that didn't really work. Because when we go around after all this time, we say, we just love ourselves. And then we find out they are really trying to be like us. So we start to love ourselves even a little more in the 20th century. So here we are. It seems that we are winding down with some kind of music. What time is it? We seem to be moving closer into the hour of 9 o'clock. So I want to say thank each and everyone for coming out. This is your host, Lady Gomez. Thank each and everyone for coming out. Thank you, Shiloh, for coming out. Thank you, Big Papa, for being with us. Again, thanks to Khadijah, Brother Ronnie, and my sisters who are far and abroad. We thank you. We want to say good night, and we would love to see you next week, Sunday, at the same time. So, bye-bye.
I'm here select to be praised to whom all praise are due is the Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated Women Auxiliary presents Empress Sadi Saunders.